Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth episode of Hexagram presented by SciArtsRUs. Till now we have constructed one equilateral triangle in this series, the three sides being Unchained, which was a free-flowing exploration of ragas. The next one was Differing Perspectives, where we took an existing Carnatic music song but gave it our own twist, our own perspective to its arrangement. And the most recent one was where Anil and I gave you a Bengali song from Rabindra Sangeet, but again pushing through a prism of Carnatic and Western classical music. Before I speak about today's segment, I would like to introduce all of you to a very important person in this Hexagram series. Please welcome Arun Menon, a student of music as well as a software engineer. So here is someone who values science and art equally. So he would like to ask a few questions about today's segment. Please welcome Arun.
Namaste, sir. First of all, thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity that you have given me to do the video and audio editing for this project. So in the last 3 weeks, we had 3 different songs with 3 different names. But for this week, the name sounded very unique of Frequencies and Arithmetic. So why this name?
Why this name? This is nothing but what we audiences in South India or audiences of Carnatic music are very familiar with, Ragamalika swaram. So if I say Ragamalika, Kalpana swaram, everyone who understands Carnatic music will easily know what we are going to present. But how to reach these new concepts to a new audience? One of the main motivating factors for me to do this Hexagram series was to present known concepts of Carnatic music with a very different name so that it can reach a wider, a very varied audience. So Ragamalika Swaram is nothing new to a Carnatic audience, but giving it a name like Frequencies and Arithmetic is something that will pique the interest of listeners all over the globe, I hope, because ragas are nothing but different frequencies of different notes which are arranged in a specific order, upwards and downwards. And whenever we musicians sing these swara kalpana or these exercise of singing the notes, there's always a lot of mathematical and arithmetic principles that are involved, especially that of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So in this segment, I've tried to present 12 different ragas, one from each chakra. So in Carnatic music, we have 72 Melakarta or 72 7-note ragas or Sampurna ragas, and that 72 itself is divided into 12 different chakras, each chakra having 6 ragas. So we have chosen one raga from each chakra, so that makes it 12 different ragas, ending with Madhyamavati, which is a very famous pentatonic raga. So using all these ragas, which is a Ragamalika, is what I refer to as frequencies, and using addition and multiples of different numbers is what I refer to as arithmetic in this segment. So thus we have named this segment as of frequencies and arithmetic.
I could see a lot of mathematics happening within the music that was being presented. So my question is, what can the audience learn from the arithmetic that is being presented in this segment?
See Arun, in Carnatic music, the Swara Kalpana is the part where things get a lot more finite. You know, when you sing ragas, when you sing songs, there is always a scope for you to get into a mode of singing the raga or singing the swaras in freestyle fashion. But when it comes to Swara Kalpana or extempore or impromptu singing of these notes, things get more quantifiable. So I have to sing a swara according to a particular talam, and within the swara segment I have to choose multiples of different numbers so that the total units that are available in tala, that is retained and that is achieved. So for Carnatic music students and performers, these 5 numbers that I'm going to be telling now are very important: 3, 4, 5, 7 and 9. So most of the swara exercises that we do work in multiples of these numbers. In this segment, I have tried to use these 12 ragas to show you different multiples of 3, 4, 5, 7 and 9. And to help you understand this better, we have also added a timer or a clickometer in every raga so that you will understand what is the main number that we are trying to achieve, whether it is 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 or 9. Please enjoy this Swara Kalpana while also keeping track of the total number of units that we are trying to project in each raga.
How do you balance between the quantifiable and the non-quantifiable aspects of Carnatic music? How much balance is needed?
Well, balance is everything in any kind of music. So I speak only for Carnatic music, and I can say that every performance, every practice session is all about balance. You need to balance between speeds, you need to balance between song structures, compositional styles, and to be specific to this segment, you need to balance between quantifiable and non-quantifiable, finite and infinite. And that actually is a balance between science and art. Because if you take on one hand ragas or varying frequencies, you can either sing it freestyle without any time signature, so that will be infinite or non-quantifiable. But the same frequencies, if you put within a time signature or within the framework of a talam, it becomes finite or quantifiable. So a balance between these two, that's what we do in Carnatic music concerts, because you have a raga alapana, you have a song, you have tanam, and then you have swaram. So each one has a varying degree of balance between this quantifiable and non-quantifiable. This particular segment that you're going to be listening to is entirely quantifiable, entirely finite. So the ragas that we choose have specific frequencies, and the tala that we have doesn't change. It is aditalam urukalai. And the swara kalpana that we do and the swara passages that we present to you are all within the multiples of 3, 4, 5, 7 and 9. And to help me in this segment, I've had the good fortune of being associated with Sayee Rakshith on the violin, as well as N.C. Bharadwaj on Mridangam. Special mention must be made about N.C. Bharadwaj because tala and anything to do with arithmetic is the percussionist's domain, I would say. So he involved himself extremely well in this project, especially in this segment. And in fact, the last refrain or the last chorway that I do towards the end of the segment is his. So all I had to tell him was to give me a chorway that presents 3, 4, 5, 7, 9 in different ways, in different speeds. And that's exactly what he did. So due credit to N.C. Bharadwaj has to be given, as well as Sayee Rakshith, who was instrumental in mixing this particular segment of music. So I hope all of you enjoy the fourth side or the fourth dimension of hexagram called of frequencies and arithmetic.
Sa re ga ma pa ma ga re ga ma pa da ba ma pa ma ga ma pa da ni za ni da ba da ni sa ni da ba ma pa ma ga ma pa ba da ba da ni sa. Re ga ma pa sa re ga ma pa da re ga ma pa da ni ga ma pa da ni ga ni da ni da ba ma ga ma pa da ni sa. ma ga ma pa da ni sa. Sa ni da pa ma sa ni da pa ni da pa ma ga ni da pa ma ga pa ma ga re ga. Ni da ba sa ni da ba ma ga ma pa da ni sa. Ga ma pa da ni sa. Sa ni da ba ma ga re sa. Ga ma pa da ni re. Re sa ni da ba ma pa da ni re sa. Ga ma pa da ni sa. Sa ni da pa ma pa da ni sa. Ga ri sa ni da pa da ni sa. Ga ri sa ni da pa ma pa da ni sa. Sa ni da pa ma pa da ni sa. Sa ri sa ni da pa ma pa da ni sa. Ni da pa ma ga ma pa da ni sa. Ga ri sa ni da pa ma pa da ni sa. Sa ni pa ma re ma pa ni sa. Ma re sa ni pa ma pa ni sa ti sa. Sa re ma pa ni sa. Sa ti sa ni pa ma pa re ma pa ni sa. Ma pa ni sa. Re ma pa ni sa. Sa 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 re ma pa ni. Sa re ma pa ni sa. Ni sa re ma pa ni. Ni sa re ma pa. Sa re ma re. Sa re ma re. Ni sa re sa. Pa ni sa ni. Ma pa ni pa. Re ma pa ma. Sa re ma re. Re ma pa ma. Ma pa ni pa. Pa ni sa ni. Ni sa re sa. Sa re ma re. Ni sa re sa. Pa ni sa ni. Ma pa ni pa. Re ma pa ma. Sa re ma re. Re ma pa ma. Ma pa ni pa. Pa ni sa ni. Pa ni sa re. Ma pa re re sa. Sa ni ni pa ma re sa. Ni sa re ma pa ni sa re re. Ni sa re ma pa ni sa sa. Ni sa re ma pa ni ni. Ni sa re ma pa pa. Ma pa sa ni pa ni re sa. Ni sa ma re re sa. Sa ni ni pa pa ma ma re re sa ni pa. Ni sa re ma re sa re. Ma pa ni sa ni pa. Ma pa ni sa re ma re sa sa. Re pa. Re sa ni pa pa. Ni sa re. Sa ni pa ma re re. Ma pa ni sa. Pa re sa ni sa ni pa ni ni. Re sa ni pa ma ni pa ma re ma ma. Pa re sa ni pa ma ni pa ma re sa. Sa re ma pa pa ma re sa. Sa re ma pa ni ni pa ma re sa. Sa re ma pa ni sa re re sa ni pa ma re sa. Sa re ma pa ni ma pa ni sa ni ni. Sa re ma pa ni re ma pa ni sa ma pa ni sa ni sa. Sa ti pa ni sa ni sa. Ni sa ni pa ma pa ni sa ma ni sa ni pa 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 pa. Ni 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 sa 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 ti ri ri pa ma ma. Ni sa ni pa ma ri sa sa. Re ma pa ni sa ri. Sa ni pa ma ri sa ni ni. Sa sa re ma pa ni sa. Sa re ma pa ni sa ri sa. Sa ri pa ri sa ni sa. Ri sa ni pa ma pa ni sa ri ri. Pa ri sa ni pa ri sa. Ri sa ni pa ma re ma. Sa re ma pa ni sa. Sa re ga ma pa ma ga re ga ma pa da pa ma ga ma pa da ni. Ri sa ni da ni da pa da da ni ni. Sa ni da pa ma pa pa ma ma ga ma pa da pa da ni sa. re ga ma pa sa re ga ma pa re ga ma pa da re ga ma pa da ga ma pa da ni ga ma pa da ni ga ni da ni da ni da ba ma ga ma pa da